Today I got another letter from my dad, and my dad's in prison. I wanted to share that in this video today. He's been in and out of prison and jail most of my life, and then the times other than that, he was usually off somewhere doing things I don't really want to know about. My dad is a meth addict, and it's caused a lot of issues for my family over the years. My parents are divorced. My mom's remarried to a really cool guy, but the reason I'm bringing this up is because there's a lot of people who will use stuff like this as a crutch. And I don't really think about my dad being in prison like it's that big of a deal. I mean, sometimes I look at my growing up and some of the issues we had and problems that we have, but I'm just thinking, okay, well, there's other people who have it worse. But me and my sisters and my mom did really well despite everything that's happened. My sister goes to the University of Iowa. She got excellent grades in high school, took AP classes. I took some AP classes. I'm at a community college, but my goals aren't as clear as hers are. I mean, I kind of know what I want to do, but she's more driven than I am. And despite having growing up with our father in and out of our lives being and causing chaos, and my sister having Tourette syndrome, she's still is super driven and is doing really well in her life. She's 18 and she's already out of the house, and she's in a different state. She's doing well in school. She knows what she wants to do. Um, I have a half sister who's 8, and she's got to experience with my dad a little bit, but she hasn't seen him really on drugs or anything that she can remember. And she's really smart as well, so um, I guess it's our mom that kind of like keeps us together, even though she's kind of a bitch sometimes, and she's gonna watch this, so I'm laughing in my head. She's really taken good care of us, and despite all everything that's happened, and not just my dad, other things that happened in our lives, we're all doing really well. But I know a certain somebody in my my step family that kind of says that uses his mom leaving their family and moving on for her own life as an excuse. And people kind of see it as, oh, he was abandoned by his mother. That's why he doesn't do well in school. He was this, and he's scarred for life, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I watched my mom and my dad physically fight each other as a kid. My dad was on drugs. I've seen my dad on drugs. I've known people on drugs. I've had a drug addict just, okay, kind of control over people. I've seen my dad come with a stab wound home before. I've seen lots of crazy shit. And we moved to the ghetto, if you can call it that here, for a while, and I got to see some interesting things there as well. And we're all doing fine. He lived a perfectly normal life, spoiled out of his mind. Everyone tried to do things for him, and he still like doesn't give. He still just gives up. So I don't understand why someone who's been given everything can't perform basic functions, doesn't know how to cook or clean, take care of himself, doesn't get good grades, doesn't want to go to school, doesn't have any goals or ambitions, just wants to play video games all day. And then when you ask him what the problem is, he'll use a different array of excuses, like I didn't get enough affection, or my mother abandoned me or something. And I'm like, you didn't see a tenth of the shit that I saw growing up. You haven't lived like me and my sisters have. You haven't seen things like we have. I know lots more people who have gone through a crap ton of more shit than he has, and yet they're doing well, like a lot better than he is. So, I don't know. I got a picture of my dad, or another picture of him recently sent from prison, and he's really skinny because my dad's a big guy. That's why he's not very tall. I think he's like 6 or 6'1". That's normal, I guess, right? And he's like a husky little guy. Well, not little guy. He picked up and threw his principal in a trash can when he was in high school. Yeah. So my parents were punk rockers though when they met, so I guess that was kind of attractive. But then my mom realized after having kids and stuff that I guess the punk rock scene's not all that awesome. So she turned into a real mom, and my dad kind of never did. So we're going a little tangents between my dad and the issue I'm having with my step creature. That I can't stand how he manipulates and does all these things, but then is given these excuses that I never use these sort of excuses as to get me anywhere, an advantage. When I talk about it to people, it's like no big deal. I don't ask for pity or anything, because it's been part of my life, almost my whole life. My dad started redoing drugs when I was 5. That's when a lot of issues started. So it's not anything like anything that's really affected me later. Like some people's parents get divorced when they're like going through, like later in their life, it affects them because they've been going through puberty or something, or they've lived with their parents together their whole life, so it's something different and strange, and mine isn't. But I guess my step creature, their divorce was later, but I guess they'd have issues his entire time growing up. And I hope my stepdad doesn't get pissed that I'm making this video, but it's true, and we tell him it all the time. So I just want people to know at the same time that despite things that go on in your life, you still have to keep going on. You can't let things hold you down. You can't use them as a crutch to get like pity or anything. You need to work on yourself. You need to have strong will. You need to strengthen your will. Turn to your spirituality. I was 9 when I went off to go find religion on my own. My parents aren't religious, so I went to church, started going to youth groups, studied different religions at a young age. Eventually found paganism when I was 12, and I still study different religions. Still try to find different things to keep me strong, along with other my history keeps me my history obsession keeps me strong. Gardening helps me ease my mind. There's different things that you can do. You don't just need to fall into despair when something outside of you happens. You need to work on your inner strength. And it just bugs me when people. I'm not gonna pretend like I'm like the strongest person ever. I rant and rave on my Facebook page when I'm upset, but that's an outlet. I use it as an outlet. He just asks for pity, and I know a lot of people are just like, "Woe is me," and they don't realize that there's more people who are suffering than I am. And I have to remember that sometimes too when I get down to an edge. But I always pick myself back up again, or my family does. I don't just let it keep going and going and going and turn this depressed creature. And I think I'm going to share a picture of my dad at the end of here, so that you can. A lot of people say that we look alike, and it kind of bugs me because I'm like, I don't want to look like that old tweaker. But when I look at pictures of him when he's younger, I can see that I'm like his little clone. And I'm obviously in this video not going to look just like him because I'm wearing my hair down, and I'm chubbier, a lot chubbier, and I'm wearing makeup. But yeah, I wanted to share it anyway, just because I feel like it. And that's in my video. Thank you for watching my rant. All my things are rants or rambles. Thank you again.